Okay, hello and welcome to another episode of Barbie Does Dating. I am your host, Miss Barbie Berg. We have a full house today.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we're just going to go around the room. To my right, we have superfan Jhill Serafina.
Hey! Number one fan. I'm here.
She just wanted to come hang out, and Nick was like, no, we're giving her a microphone. She's like, oh, okay.
I love it here. I love all of you.
We love it.
Oft referenced.
Yes.
I know. Favorite podcast ever.
So it was so funny because in one of our last episodes, we talked about Jhill a lot, and Nick even made the comment like, oh, have we embarrassed her enough? And I'm like, Jhill is eating this up with a spoon. And I get home and she's like, you talked about me so much.
Words of affirmation.
Yeah, I think I sent a polo to her. I was like, oh, it was okay. And she's like, that was my favorite episode ever.
Oh, yeah.
Barbie still does dating. Is the episode we are referencing?
Oh, is that what it is? Thank
Yes.
you, superfan. Thank you. We also have producer extraordinaire, Nick Galletti.
Hello.
Thanks for letting us come to your studio.
Of course.
Steve Solberg's in town.
Oh, my
Present. Here we are.
This is the most I've seen Steve in months.
It's true.
It's so true.
I'm curious because, Jhill, you're here. Will you listen to this episode
The
that you're
second
on?
it drops.
Absolutely.
On repeat.
The absolute second it drops.
So exciting.
Is it bad to admit that I'm going to confess something.
We know.
You don't listen.
I've listened to one.
We know.
I've re-listened to one.
Which one?
The Finlays and Fife?
Yep.
Yeah.
See, I even know his record. Like,
Yeah.
She's a
I
super
listened to
fan.
that one 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
Have you really?
it is a
I
good
listened
one.
to all of them.
I regret everything that not everything, but I was like, you dits. You didn't ask any good questions.
You did fine.
Well,
She was a big deal, though.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, other couch.
Yes. On the other couch, we have Kristin Sokol
Hi again.
and her special better half, whatever half. I don't know. What do we call him?
I don't know. My husband.
Handsome Steve.
Husband of 20.
The
and
other
counting.
Steve. We're going to
The
get
other
confused.
Steve.
We
The
need
Steve
husband
today.
Steve.
The
We're gonna get
other
confused.
the other
The
white
other
Steve.
Steve. How long have you guys been married now?
We've been married for almost 21 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Awesome.
And I've been on a podcast once before. It was about internal auditing.
Ooh.
And
Now
Sounds
that
exciting.
is
I
riveting.
also recorded for a doctor's office, I recorded their phone tree message, like,
Oh
you'll
my
press 1
gosh.
for this,
Wow.
2 for that. So I have recorded some, but
You are a
I'm an introvert though, and I actually don't really listen to podcasts. So
Ask him if he's ever listened to this podcast.
Have you?
I mean, I've heard a minute or 2 of it. I hear it all, kind of
Same.
secondhand too. So I know what goes on here.
You know who apparently really likes our podcast? So Elise, who is my employee for my business, and she does my social media, and now she does Kristin's social media. Her husband works with her, and Evan apparently really likes the podcast because he has to listen to it to
It's
do
funny.
stuff. Yes.
It really is a truly entertaining podcast.
Thanks, friend.
It's a fun listen.
Thanks, friend.
You feel like your best I actually get to call all of y'all friends, which I'm blessed, but I love podcasts where you just feel like you're besties with everyone.
See, this is
There
why I
you go.
love Jhill.
So
Steve,
And she is one of my besties, so it all works out.
when you recorded the phone tree, did they require you to go, as our menu options have changed, please listen to the
It
entirety
didn't
of
include
this?
that, I don't
Thank
think.
God.
Did
That is
you
the worst.
It was a
See?
doctor's office, so we had to say, if this is an emergency, dial 911. We're closed, and if you want to make an appointment, press 1, medication 2, and then
Yeah.
there were
But did you
layers
sing the
beyond
hold
that.
music? Like, did you start beatboxing out
No.
like some
That was me.
elevator?
I was like,
pull out the kazoo.
I recorded on my phone in the
One-stop
closet.
shop.
Just
that's our sound booth. Is our master bedroom closet.
It works.
There's lots of padding in there.
Okay, so this episode is to tell you about my dating adventures that are happening right now. I have to say, I've been having so much more fun on Hinge than I've ever had on dating apps.
Yay!
Which, I think Hinge has a lot to do with it, but I also think because, not that I've been husband hungry, but I've always wanted to get married. And now that I'm just in such a happy place in my life, and I just keep saying out loud, I'm like, I just want to have fun this summer. Let's just meet fun people and let's just have fun. And now it just feels like there's guys coming out of the woodwork and I don't know what's happening. So I don't know if I'm just putting out a vibe or what, but I'm down with it. So
It's the glasses.
it's the glasses. I don't wear them all the time, but so feel free to make fun of me. I have started
do.
keeping a spreadsheet.
Because there's nothing sexier to dating than spreadsheets. Talk nerdy to me.
Steve
Yeah.
would probably
I'm a spreadsheet fan,
See?
actually. Yeah.
Steve would be like, that sounds great.
What are
mean,
my dating metrics?
I think spreadsheets need to advance. They're kind of old fashioned at
They
this
are.
point, but there's no better tool yet. So
It's true.
Are you keeping track of like who likes you or like which pictures are getting the
Yeah,
likes?
give us your columns.
Is
Okay.
your tagline like, hey, do you want to slip into my sheets? But really you're just being the Excel spreadsheet or the Google sheets.
I
you
am
have like conditional
absolutely-
formatting and like ranking and stuff. Or
Accountantsonly.com.
you running some charts.
Hey, I did accounts payable for 13 years. I'm a fan.
Okay,
I
there you go.
I like a little bit of
The
it.
glasses are so fitting.
Glasses. So here is what my spreadsheets has. So Hinge gives you like every day they give you 1 or 2 recommended people that they think you would match with. So I tend to look at those and see what I think. But most of the time I only look at people that have liked me. Just
Or some aspect of your profile, right?
yeah, just to keep it easy because then I'm not just sitting around waiting to see if they like me. Like I'm just like, let's just beat it to the punch. So I have the
And
app
that's a
name
basic feature, right?
is.
Available to everybody.
available to
'Cause
everybody.
On Mutual, that's something you got to pay for.
Yep. So I have to say, I think Hinge has the best free features out there. Definitely. So what I have, because I've also been doing Mutual a little bit, and every time I get on there, I'm just like, "Ugh, I don't like Mutual. Like I do, but I don't.
Should we talk about the difference between
Yeah.
Hinge and Mutual? Do you want to?
No, you, please.
Okay. So the main difference between Hinge and Mutual on Mutual and Tinder and the others, right? If you like somebody, it's a yes, right? We give them a yes swipe,
All
whether
or
that's
nothing.
right
Yeah.
or left or up or down. If it's a no, then it's a no. On Hinge, if it's a no, right? We X it out and you don't see them again. If it's a yes, then it's a yes to what part of their profile, right? So you have to like a certain picture or like a certain thing that they said, and then it brings up a dialogue box where you can but don't have to say something to them, but it channels you to talk about a certain something. When you match with somebody on Mutual, it's just this blank like, I don't know how should we start
Yep.
this conversation? But on Hinge, it sort of channels you into that direction,
It does.
which I actually really like.
I appreciate the market research that provides because then I can see which of there's 2 of my 5 pictures I consistently am getting the likes on. So I'm
Yes.
like, okay, these 2 are amazing for sure. And then the other 3, I could probably start swapping out and toggling between some other ones just to kind of see if I start getting
It's
full
a
amounts of
real
likes
good
onto them.
focus group in that
Yeah, we
way.
should celebrate that Jill's on a dating app.
I know.
Yeah.
And every time I see her, I go, give me your phone. Let me swipe.
I know. Because I'm like, X.
She does.
X.
Oh,
Yeah.
and remind me to talk
And
about
she gets so mad about it. She's like, no, stop.
Okay, I have to tell you a story about Catherine, another friend of the podcast. So I made Catherine get on the dating app on Hinge.
She was a guest.
Yeah, Catherine's been here. And she's the one that had the matchmaker, who it's still not going well. I'm like, good
She
heavens.
should have gotten her money back, but
not-
Their contract is
She's not.
Ironclad.
They haven't matched her. They haven't finished her program.
no, she still has 2 more dates.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, it's a whole
That's
thing.
not good.
Anyways. Yeah, you have no idea how badly I want to drop the name of that company, but I don't do that. I am very kind and loving.
Is it expensive?
Well,
Oh yes.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
each date.
for the love of Tuesday
I
morning.
know.
That's too much.
Wait,
oh,
I missed
maybe
it. I
shouldn't
missed the
ask
hand
that.
gesture. Per date?
Uh-huh.
Pimping out.
I know.
That is
And
a
that
lot
was
of
like
money.
a special.
Who gets paid?
Wow.
I know.
I could do it for that price.
it legal?
I know a lot.
Yeah, that,
It's
that
illegal.
sounds like prostitution to me.
Well, at that point, set me up with an escort or something. Good heavens, at least I'd have a fun date.
Jeez.
These are
Sorry,
just
that was a little-
introductions, though. These are just introductions.
They're just introductions. It's nothing like that.
Right.
Anything else is a little more.
Whatever sounds legal.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so Catherine came over to hang out the other day and I was like, how is Hinge going? And she's like, I don't like anybody. And I'm like, give me your phone. Let me see. Because she was looking, I'm like, pull somebody up. And she's like, I'm just not interested in that guy. So I make her give her my phone or whatever, you know what I'm saying. And I look at it and it's a picture of a guy, normal looking guy. And she's just like, I don't know. So then I swipe down and I'm like, he's British. She loves British men. She's like, oh, I didn't see that. I go down. He's a professor. She's such a nerd. And I'm
Hello,
like,
Professor.
are you kidding me?
Professor.
Yeah. He travels the world. I'm like going down.
Wow.
And she's like shrinking into the couch. And I'm like, really? This is your dream man right here. What is happening in this situation? She's like, I don't know, I'm just not in the mood to do it. And so I just reject everybody. And I'm
It's
like,
a
Catherine,
defense.
it is. And I was like, Catherine,
pre-rejection. I'm looking at you, Jhill.
I'm on purpose not saying anything right now.
I know. Jill's like, do not look at me.
Don't make eye contact.
Is it more, I don't know, this is just from a biology standpoint, isn't it more common for women to be more protective of?
Yes.
Yes.
Ear, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
More selective.
Selective.
What I have found with a lot of my friends, and I do this as well, is we tend to reject them for scenarios that have not happened.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So, and you probably work with your clients on this every single day.
Indeed.
That, like, Catherine was telling me, she's like, well, if there's pictures of a guy at a gym, I don't want to go out with him because he probably wants to go work out at 5 a.m. and I like to wake up and snuggle with my dog and I don't want to go to the gym. And I'm like, has he asked you to go to the gym?
Is this a reality?
I'm all, you haven't matched with him. And she's like, well, no, but I don't want him to. And I'm like, why are you thinking that this is what's going to happen?
That is so
That's
Go back
too
and listen to
far.
our meaning-making episode.
Yes.
But we
It's a good one.
all do it. Like, I get very cautious about guys that are like crazy outdoorsy because I'm like, I don't want to go do that stuff. I'm very heat intolerant. I have a lot of like these things. I'm like, I don't want to do it. But I have to stop and remember they haven't asked me to do it.
No, they have not.
They have not asked me to do these things. So,
All right, back to the spreadsheet.
anyways, back to the spreadsheet. Catherine, we love you. We're going to make you swipe more. Okay. So the first is the app name. So far, I'm only doing Hinge and Mutual. I have their age because that's just entertaining. I wasn't putting their name before, and now I'm adding it just because trying to figure things out. Then we have unusual things in their profile, just something that would make me remember. Which photo did they like of me? Did they send me a message with the photo? Did we match? Did I go out with them? And then notes. Okay.
Can you only like a photo? I thought you could like a...
You can like their
like
Like a-
prompts
a
and
prompt.
Yeah, you can like their
stuff.
prompts.
okay.
their voice message.
Yeah, but I'm keeping track of the photos that they like, so I know like if there's any that I need to take out or which one's getting the most.
There's a voice message option?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you
Why
can
not
Which is
record
also why
video?
Hinge is nice.
That's curious that it's a voice-only option, not a video.
The people that I've talked to that work in that kind of field, they say the reason they don't do it is because the data that it would require
Oh,
is
storage.
massive.
Got
Yeah.
it.
They're like, that's honestly the main reason. But it has been nice because as soon as you hear someone's voice, that can be a make or break for you. So it is kind of nice.
You know, Hinge put out some research that said you're 87% more likely to go out on a date with somebody that has, if you exchange like voice prompts, voice memos.
Interesting.
So it's one you don't want to skip unless you have some kind of crazy voice.
It's nice to just like give the person dimension. Like just hearing their voice just really adds this like dimension.
yeah, and the cadence and how they talk.
I met a person IRL and in real life.
There you go.
I had previously seen him on things and I had swiped down just because like he just, I don't know, due to looks, I'll admit it. And then I met him in person. I'm like, he is so cute in person. And I was telling Barbie at the dinner table last night, I'm rethinking all my life choices because I
Yes.
need to be more open about what the apps look like. Just like, it's hard because like meeting people in person, they have dimension to their face, their personality, their character, their arc filled, their energy. And I'm able to read all of that. And I can't read that off a picture. And
Yeah.
so that's why I panic and just start Xing out on a lot of things just because like I can't get that. So all this to say that voice little memo is nice.
Yeah.
Just give it dimension.
It
and
gives
one
it a little bit
layer.
more.
That reminds me of my favorite episode of Seinfeld. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I just remember the big massage hands. Big man hands.
That's a good one. Well, there's an episode where George decides that he's going to do the opposite of all of his
Oh, I
Yeah.
love that episode.
intentions.
yeah.
And then he ends up having the gets this dream job and
Yep.
gets a beautiful woman. And yeah, anyway.
He says, I'm bald. I live with my parents.
Yep.
I'm unemployed. And she goes, let's have lunch.
Let's have lunch. You're so honest and wonderful. So on here, the youngest guy that I've had like me is 18.
Yes.
The oldest is 84.
Nice.
Awesome.
Holy spread.
That happened not yesterday, the day before. And I was telling Jhill, I decided to exit out just because I'm like, my mother is 83 and my mom is old and I like older men, but I'm like, you probably are not rich enough for me to even consider that
What if
situation.
he was? But what if he was?
But as soon as I X'd out, like 5 minutes later, I'm like, I should have matched with him.
Done it for the plot.
Do it for science.
That's right. That's my big thing right now is for science.
For the spreadsheet.
Because he did send me a message to something, and I can't remember, but it
Dang
was
it.
like we could win each other over with our first date. And I was like, oh, that's cute. You're really old. And then I was like, dang it, why did I do that? But
What would we do for the first date?
I
Play
don't
bingo.
know.
We
Who
play
knows?
bingo.
Hey, old guy Dave, who's one of my favorites, he took me to the opera because he knows I like opera. And he was 72 then. He's 82 now. Anyways, so I've been on 4 dates, like with 4 different guys, maybe 5.
Since when?
When did I start this? 3 weeks ago?
Yeah, it's like when I started the Hinge. I just want that record to reflect. I started the
You
Hinge
did.
thing.
You did. It was all you.
Let's give her a round of applause.
It's been a month, actually, because I know when I started.
And
Yeah.
have you been on
Yeah.
a date?
So, Barbie, how's that spreadsheet? Kinda go on?
We're working on
You
it.
call
Don't
me
you
Jhill.
worry. We are working on it. The photo that gets the most likes is my full body photo. And now, granted, it's a good photo. Like, it was one of my professional photos I had taken. It's 4 years old, but I'm still the exact same size. I feel like I look exactly the same. I've asked people, like, do I look the same? Because, as Kristin knows, I am very self-conscious about, I do not want to be one of those situations where I show up and they're like, I had no idea what size you were. Oh, you don't look like your pictures, blah, blah, blah. But so I've been really surprised on that. Okay. I was supposed to have a date with a 23-year-old this week.
I was so
For science.
geeked.
Yes.
About
for
this.
science. Okay. So there's
I
two.
want to know this 23-year-old.
There are 2 23-year-olds that I'm chatting with right now.
Yes.
Both of them, I'm a little frustrated because they don't seem to read the messages or process what I've told them.
Makes sense.
So, like, hang on, let me pull this up really fast. So, one guy, I have no idea how to say his name.
Should you say his name?
That's a good point. He's 22. He just graduated from college, and he said hi, and I was like, and I just was honest. I'm like, hey, do you have a thing for older women, or is this just a special case? And he's like, I just thought you were super cute. The smile got me. We messaged a little bit, and then he said, do you have Instagram where we can talk more? And I'm like, oh, you're a baby. I'm like, thank goodness he didn't say Snapchat, which would have been an automatic unmatch. But even Instagram, I'm like, really? Like, to me, I'm like, what's the difference? Like, why?
Just do it on the app.
An app is
Yeah.
an app.
But I do not do. Also, I don't tell people my Instagram and stuff. But anyway, so I didn't like that. So he was like, when are we meeting in person? I was like, when would you like to? When are you free? I'm like, well, do you have days, evenings? So I said, tomorrow I could do something between 5 and 7 or Sunday between 4 and 6. And I don't think we weren't able to do that. So I said, hey, my schedule changed a bit. Could we meet up Monday between 4 and 6? So then the next day when we were supposed to meet, he messages me and he's like, hey, could we switch it to 7 instead? And I'm like,
No.
I'm
'Cause that's
free
not
between
between
4
4
and
and
6. Oh, I was really hoping we could do 7. Well, I put very clearly 4 and 6.
Yes.
So then he was going out of town and he's like, can I see when I get back? Like, he's supposed to get back Sunday. And I said, well, I'm going out of town Tuesday through Friday because I'm going to be at a camp. I just said camp, but I'm going to be a leader at girls' camp for church. And so then yesterday he messages me and says, how was camping? And I'm like, I leave Tuesday.
Interesting. Shoot.
So he's kind of getting it, but not
Not really.
Not really.
And I'm just like, just go back 2 messages. It's not even that far up.
To me, it's giving. I'm chatting with so many girls.
Yeah.
I can't keep our conversation straight, and I'm just trying to like get to the meat. Like,
Yeah.
I think you can make whatever meaning you want.
Yeah.
Until you meet the guy in person, I'd say
And
just
so
let
it
go.
makes me very like, I don't know if I want to even waste time on this because,
Oh, you have to.
You're putting way
And
too
here's-
much into it.
And here's
Science.
why.
well, it's really just because the next 3 weeks of my life are crazy chaotic. And so if I'm going to make time to meet him, I'm like, ugh. Anyways,
Even the fact that he is saying, could we do 7,
Yeah.
tells me that he's engaged with this opportunity.
Sure.
He's still trying to channel it along. It's not like he's ghosting
Yeah.
or he's lost interest or
Exactly.
he's forgotten or he's flaked.
Yeah.
Which I would imagine a lot of 23-year-olds would
yes. Because
do.
old Barbie would have been like, the problem is I used to give everybody a chance. And that was my problem. So when I have people be like, oh, you need to give these people a chance, I'm like, no.
This is an exception because it's so interesting.
Yes. It's for science.
It's what kind of 23-year-old wants to go on a date with somebody 20 years older?
Yes. So
I just have to know.
that's my thing. So then there's this other guy that messaged me, and I haven't heard back from him, which is honestly probably good. Let's see here. His name is Connor. Connor says
Not
he's
the Connor.
he says he's 24.
Okay.
This boy looks 15.
Yeah.
Well,
But
He got a little baby face.
okay, so he sent me a message to my full body photo and said, "Hey, I think you're really beautiful. I'm into older women, and I read your profile and I think it's interesting. I'd love to get your number and see where this could go." Okay, intriguing, great. Showed it to my nieces and nephews. And my nephew, Rhett, who's 17, brought up a very good point. He said, "Please do not message that guy again." I said, "Why?" And he said, "That is a high schooler who has created a fake account to embarrass you and is probably going to publish it." And I went, "Oh."
but how would that embarrass you?
Because he would post it all over and be like, "Look at this old woman that wanted to go out with me." And do things like that. And he's like, guys do this a lot, especially younger. And he just was like, "I need you to know that I'm looking at this and going, that kid's in high school." And I was like,
interesting.
And I went, I
Too
didn't
young.
honestly even think about that. And so it has made me more cautious
Yeah.
because as soon as he said it, things clicked in my head and I went, a lot of guys I know would do that. Yes.
Yeah.
I know a
High
lot of people
schoolers.
that would do it.
Okay,
Oy.
so not for science.
Makes me
Yeah.
sad.
So I want to be very cautious just because, you know, like people videotape stuff all the time. Like all the people that go to the gym now and videotape and make fun of people and all this stuff. And I'm like, I am very cautious about this. I don't want to be a laughing stock. So while there are things for science, I am going to do a little bit more of a vetting process. There
That
you
makes
go.
sense.
Sounds good.
So, and I never thought about it till Rhett was like, "No, Barbara."
Well, we've got to make sure that they are over 18 for sure.
Oh, yeah. Because that guy looks 15.
You don't want to be on To Catch a
I
Predator.
wonder
Oh
if
my
that
gosh.
could be a singles event. Meet the people in real life in a group setting, though. So you aren't.
Have you seen the girls that invite like 6 different guys they're talking to on Tinder to a bar at the same time?
No.
It's really
Oh.
like,
I wouldn't do it at the same time.
no, that's the point. Is she does it at the same time.
Oof.
And so it's like, and the guys laugh about it. They're like, "That's hilarious. This is super funny." And the guys end up normally like hanging out. Anyways, so that is something I am now very cautious about is I do not want to be embarrassed and I don't want to make anyone else feel embarrassed. Okay. Okay. So last week I had a date with, we're going to call him Bob. I had a date with Bob. We'd been messaging some. He was my good on paper guy that I was like, everything about him seems like it's what I would want. I just don't know if I'm into him or not. But he asked me out. He set it up. We were supposed to go to a restaurant downtown. And I was like, "Hey, just a heads up. I forgot it's Pride." And I was like, downtown's parking's a nightmare. Traffic's a nightmare. And he was like, "Oh my gosh, I totally forgot about that." So he switched it. And we went to dinner at, I can never remember what it's called, like Mama Cecilia or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Say that with confidence.
We're going to say it. It's Mama Cecilia. So it's this amazing restaurant. It's an Italian restaurant that ends up in all
Sicily
the
Mia.
Sicily Mia.
We
Thank
were really
you.
close.
Sicily Mia. It ends up in the top Utah restaurants, top 10 of every list. And it's an Italian restaurant. And it's in a strip mall next to a Harmon's and
Holiday.
between.
Yeah.
We tried
So
to go
good.
there. We tried to go there and didn't have a reservation.
yeah.
We were like, "But we're in a strip mall.
We're in a strip mall.
I need a
The
reservation."
outside is very unassuming.
Yes.
Yeah, you need a reservation.
Inside too.
Oh, no,
That's
it's
fair.
beautiful
Been there?
inside.
Oh, really?
Oh, it was gorgeous.
Maybe it's the last time I went.
I don't know.
I always notice ceilings.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
It has like the ceiling from your
Of a strip
middle
mall.
school. Like it's that drop
But it's
ceiling.
black, yeah. So
Yeah.
but the wait staff is all dressed very nicely. The food was amazing. Amazing. So we got the dinner where it's the big Parmesan wheel and they light it on fire and then they mix the noodles in and stuff. And
Yum.
It
So-
is very good.
it was. It
Yeah.
was some of the best food I've ever had. Go to this place whose name I now can't remember again. What is it?
Cecilia Mia.
Yeah, thank you. So the funny thing was, he basically has my personality in a boy's body, a man's body. Sorry, man.
Man,
He's a man.
tough.
And so we had a lot of fun, but we're both very much extroverts. So like, of course, conversations flowing. And it was hilarious. We'd never met. We never even talked on the phone. We just texted.
Ooh.
So we get there and I'm an easy person to talk to and he is a very easy person to talk to. So we're talking like we walk in and the couple that's at the table next to us, the woman is probably like almost 60, but she is one of the most beautiful women I've ever seen. Like it stopped me in my tracks. And so I just stopped her and I was like, "You are so beautiful. I can't even stand it." She was like, "Oh my gosh, thank you." I didn't even notice the guy she was with. So we sit down and he's like, do you think that's her actual date? And I look over and her date had to be 85 at least. But I was like, you know what? More power to you. Love each other. Great. So the staff loved us. Like they kept coming up and talking to us. So by the end, our waiter was like, you guys are the funnest couple. And we kind of start laughing. And so my date he goes, would you believe it if we just met tonight? And he's like, what are you talking about? You guys have been married for like 10 years. We're like, we just met in person tonight. We've never even talked on the phone. And he was like, that's insane. And I'm like, this is what happens when two extroverts hang out together. So it was very fun. I didn't know if I was interested in it just because I don't love dating people that are as extroverted as me.
Ugh.
It's not a good balance for me. What?
It's just already discounting it.
No, I very much know myself, and it's not
Okay.
something that I enjoy. I need someone who will balance me. But I was still open to going out with him again.
One date.
Did I say I wasn't going to go out with him again? I'm telling you what I noticed on my first date with this man, and I have dated for a very long time. I have dated for 30
Nick's
years.
passing judgment on you.
I know. You
On
can
that
pass judgment
statement.
all you
On
want.
that statement. That's all.
People are allowed to have types and preferences.
Yes.
I have hardly any preferences. This is a preference.
Keep going. Keep going,
Okay.
Barbie.
So, but I was like, you know what? Totally open to dating him. He touched my arm and my hand a lot at dinner. He was into me.
Where's he like from?
South, Saratoga Springs.
Okay.
He's in Saratoga.
And he drove all the way to Salt Lake.
And he drove all the way to
like
Highland.
South. He's not from the South.
He's not, no. He's from Saratoga Springs. See, and I don't think it's that far. It was 30 minutes.
No, it's not far.
I'm
enough.
like,
Yeah.
But
The
that's
holiday?
that's some good effort for first date.
it was.
love
He
the
made
effort.
the reservation. He did.
Yeah,
he
that's a lot of
did
good
all
effort.
of the things right.
Yes.
All of the things right.
Love it.
He is someone I'm like, oh, I would refer a friend to this. This is delightful. This is a
Yes.
great guy. So at the end of the day, I am awkward on a date, especially at the end. I don't know if you want to kiss me. I don't know. I don't pick up on signals. You would literally have to like hold my head and be like, I would like to kiss you now. But so I gave him a hug. We were in the parking lot. I said, I had a great time. He's like, I had a great time too. And so I was like, hey. And I walked to my little car and I texted him the next day and I was like, I had such a great time. Thank you again for dinner. And he wrote me back and he said, you're welcome. And so later that day, I was like, okay, I'm just good. Like, it just felt like kind of like, you're welcome. And that was it. And so I texted him. I was like, I hope you're having a good Sunday. And he's like, yeah, I'm just really tired. And that was it. And I'm just like, okay, I don't know if I just completely misread everything. So I didn't know what to respond to that. So I didn't. And I've never heard from him again.
So he's either on or he's off.
Yeah. So, and I don't know if
Interesting.
maybe I misread the goodbye at the end of the night or what, because he probably spent like $100 on
How
dinner.
about for science, you text him and ask him. Just be like, hey, I thought we connected. I felt we like it just kind of like went cold. And I'm just like, oh, did I do something wrong? Did I misinterpret something? I just want to know so I can be better the next time or something.
I am curious about that. The only thing is I don't want to give him the wrong impression. I am open to going out with him again if he asked me.
Right.
But if I contact him, that feels like I'm chasing because,
You're just asking for clarification.
Yeah, clarification is
Okay.
the date.
Clarification.
I would say let's give it a couple weeks
yeah,
and
see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like 2
2 weeks and see.
Maybe he's on a low,
That's true.
right? Maybe
Which is very
maybe he'll
possible.
upswing and then it will be back and he'll
Yeah.
reach out.
Maybe he's on a bender right now.
Maybe
Like,
he
we
is on a
didn't-
bender.
Car accident, all kinds of
Maybe
things,
he
right?
is.
What if he's in a coma?
Maybe he had his wisdom
So-
teeth extracted.
Very possible.
He was very extroverted on the dates.
Uh-huh.
And that was sort of weirdly a negative, though.
For me, just because I do not enjoy people that are the same as me. Like, you know how we were kind of talking about
We were talking about
we were talking about
on
Kristin
the
and
way
Steve
here,
on our
even.
way here.
Yeah.
And how I'm like, I love couples that it's like an extrovert and an introvert are together because you guys balance each other.
Yeah,
Mm.
it
And
works good.
That's
Actually.
what I'm looking for. That's
Yeah.
truly what I'm looking for because
Did
it
you hear
does-
that, Nick?
And it also
He got-
mellows me
speechless.
out.
He got recruited to get a fly.
He killed
Sorry
the
about
fly.
that.
He
No,
did
it
it.
wasn't a fly.
It was a
was it?
spider.
It was an 8-legged fly.
Oh, a spider. who
Sorry, I
sat
didn't
down
hear what I was
beside
supposed to be
her.
convicted of.
No,
Nothing.
that's
You're
okay.
fine.
We moved on. You
Okay.
didn't say anything because you were intimidated.
Well
Keep going,
done on
Barbie.
the spider removal.
Thank you
can't
for getting the
I
spider.
can't be in a room with a known spider problem. I mean, like a spider that's in the room. I can't concentrate after that.
That spider that's in the room.
I can't do a spider in the room.
and you don't know.
It's like our roommate Kim. Oh, she cannot eat. If there's even the thought of a spider in the room, she
That's
cannot.
right. Yes, I'm that way.
So it was just very interesting to me because I looked good. I looked good on this date.
I just bet you did.
Like, I looked so good. And I thought we had a great time. And I was like, he was doing the hand touchy and stuff. And I'm like, what just happened? Okay. But I didn't
That's why I
lose
think
sleep
just
about it.
asking, like, what did happen?
Yeah. But, and maybe I will in a few weeks. I think you're right, though.
I'd say give it some minutes.
It's not going to be now.
But
Say,
this was like a
psycho
week
killer,
ago, though,
qu'est-ce que
right?
c'est?
I feel like it's already been time.
That was
I think it's been 2 weeks.
Yeah. See, it's already
much.
been the 2
Excellent.
weeks.
Oh, it's already
Lyric
been
reference.
2 weeks.
We will see. We will see.
All right, what's next?
For
Yeah.
science.
So I was talking with one of the best looking men I've ever seen in my life.
John Hamm.
Jill is in agreement.
Oh,
Jill's
Yes.
wildly shaking her
Yes.
head.
well, I
Canada
love,
man?
Yeah, I
Oh.
love Middle Eastern men.
Oh,
And so
yes.
I guess he's Bangladesh, actually.
Oof.
I'll show you a picture. Like, hang on, I'll pull up a picture. Can
Yes.
talk amongst yourselves.
And he's from Canada?
So he lives in Calgary.
And how did you
And
meet up
but-
with him?
So we met on Hinge, and I was like, and I didn't realize that's where he was from. And he said, hey, I need to be honest. I live in Canada, but the reason that I messaged you is because my parameters are down in your area because he is doing a road trip from Calgary down to visit his sister in Phoenix. Then he's going over to the West Coast and driving back up. He's like, so I'm just looking to meet people while I'm out there. I'm like, awesome. Hang
doing
on.
the U.S. tour.
Yeah, he's doing the U.S. tour. Let's see. Here's a good picture.
Okay.
I made him FaceTime me. I'm like, you are a catfish. This is not real. And so,
Okay.
but because guys that are that beautiful tend to know that they're beautiful, I had to give him crap. I was like, you are definitely a catfish. And the other reason I knew he was real is because he was like, no, if I was a catfish, I wouldn't use pictures of someone who's brown. Indian guys are all like this. They are all very derogatory about being brown.
Really?
All of them. I've never met one that isn't.
Wow.
And
Is he a latter day type?
No, he's not LDS. And so when he said that, I was like, oh, I know exactly. Oh, okay. I'm like, A, he's real. And so, of course, I went back. I'm like, no, I would just wish you used pictures of someone that was better looking. And of course, he's like, oh, you're the funniest thing ever. I'm like, I know, I'm amazing. Anyways, so we had a fabulous conversation, FaceTimed a couple times, had a great time. Well, he was supposed to leave next week and come down. And his car, the transmission started having problems, and it turned out he needed a whole new clutch, and it was much more expensive than he thought, and he had to cancel his whole trip.
Oh.
And so we've only
Very
messaged a little bit from there because he's just like, I don't love the long distance thing. I was really excited to meet you in person. I'm like, totally understandable. I was like, if we want, we can just keep saying hi. If we ever end up in the same place, I'd love to meet you. Great. Wonderful.
Where in Canada is he? Calgary?
Calgary.
I would be so suspicious if he had more desire and intention to stay in touch. That it's very convenient that you had plans to meet,
Yeah.
but then all of a sudden you can't meet. And
that's why I'm kind of like, I'm not losing sleep over it.
yeah,
Because again, I don't know
mean,
that it.
I'm not suspicious because he didn't ask you to fix the transmission. that would be
Send me
suspicious.
money.
If he had, that's true.
yes.
That's true. And he did not say anything like that.
That's
So,
good.
But I do like that you just jump to a FaceTime just to like,
mhm.
because you've done that. I've been on the couch a few times where she's like, oh, do you mind if I just hurry and catch this real quick?
Yeah.
We're watching a show. And then she chats for like 3 minutes. They just verify with each other, like, okay, you're real.
You're real.
You do look like your picture. And then they hang up and then they just like continue texting and like set up a date. Like,
Yep.
I think that's
Oh,
amazing.
that's it? That's
How do you
all
do
It's
that?
inspiring.
That sounds...
I don't know how she does it with someone sitting on the couch just staring at her doing it. I
Doesn't
could
bother me at all.
never. I cannot take a phone call with someone else in the room.
Doesn't bother me.
You've done it multiple times, and
With
it's
Jill
always
in the
just
room?
like
Yeah.
a cute
Oh, yeah.
tease.
Because there
I
was
can
one
think of at
guy.
least 3 times she's done it.
There was one guy I was chatting with on Mutual, and he was like, hey, I'm sorry. I've met a lot of bots or fake people on here. Apparently, Mutual, it's really bad. And so he was like, can we... I didn't FaceTime him, but we did. I was like, here's my number. You can call me. And so I answer and I'm like, hi, give me all your money. and so
I'm a
and
scam artist.
he wanted to take me salsa dancing. And so we texted a little bit and then we had a phone call like a little over a week ago and it was fine, but I felt nothing. And I think he felt nothing because we haven't texted each other since.
Canada guy?
No, this is
Oh,
a different
different
guy.
guy.
So I've just been, honestly, like with me, I just swipe yes on, unless I find them physically repulsive or I feel like I possibly would be in danger. Other than that, I say yes. Just to messaging.
Jill does not.
Jill does not. And it's so funny because Jill has a very different type than Barbie. Jill loves pretty boys. Jill loves and I'm like, bleh. So, anyways.
And Barbie's going on dates and Jill's not.
This is
Just
also
like to
true.
point that
Yeah,
out.
no. That's all I'm saying. Just all I'm saying. Let's see.
What's
Who
your
else?
biggest success then from what you've had so far? Anything that would
Last
be called a
night.
success?
I'm here for last night.
Okay, let's talk about
Bucket
last
list
night.
item. That is a success. If
Okay.
you get to cross off a bucket list item, that is a success.
It is true. Okay.
100%.
So a little backstory. One of the things I've told Kristin is I don't like to use some of the photos. I don't like to use all of because my photos make me look very fancy, and I am not fancy. Like, I don't wear makeup a lot of the time. I very much am just chilling. I have my homeless look. I like to do random adventures. So I decided to add a picture of me. Did I show you? And it's me holding the megalodon tooth that I found when I was down in Florida.
Yes.
Yes.
I've seen
So I'm in my John Deere hat. I have no makeup on.
Hair's
like,
wild.
Hair's like it is Barbie on an adventure.
It's still attractive though.
I hope so. So I was looking yesterday afternoon and going through the likes, and this guy had liked it. And I was like, that's the first guy. No, he's the second guy. But anyway, somebody liked it. And I was like, ooh, that's good. And
She was fishing with the right lure on that guy.
Booyah! Ba-dum-bum. So I have a weird bucket list. One of the things that Barbie loves, I love going to Paris, but Barbie also loves monster truck rallies. One of my favorite things to
Yes.
do. And it's on my bucket list to ride in a monster truck. Okay. So this guy comes up and he's liked that photo. And I look and I'm like, oh, this is very much my type.
Was that the first time somebody has liked that specific photo?
I think maybe one other person has liked it before. So this guy pops up.
It's such a Barbie guy.
I know.
Oh,
Nick,
is
would
he
you like to
wearing
see?
Yes. Oh my.
Is he wearing a
What
defensive
is that?
vest?
Yeah, what is he wearing?
I think it's actually a weighted vest.
Oh, weighted vest.
For what
Tactical
purpose?
Tactical.
Hiking.
Oh.
I have a black one that I wear when I go walking. But so he's bald, he's very stocky, and he has a very long beard. It's like 8 inches long. Okay.
Yeah, it's like Duck Dynasty.
Barbie loves this. I love bald guys.
And he's
I know.
wearing, a weird vest.
And his nose is pretty,
Honestly, that
pretty
didn't
good
bother
size.
me. Like, so then here's a different picture of him without the vest,
Oh.
since no one can get past
Dude,
the vest.
dude looks like he could
He
be
looks so
like
friendly.
a professional
He
wrestler.
looks like he could beat the crap out
Like
of you.
He
would
looks like
murder
Stone
somebody.
Cold Steve Austin.
Yes, he does. Which is another thing that I like about him because I'm so bubbly and happy. I like this kind. So I go.
He's mad.
He does look
Why are
mad.
you
I'm
grumbles?
not mad.
I'm not
He
mad.
does.
It's my face.
He looks absolutely furious, and I think it's hilarious. Okay, so I'm going through. They have a prompt that says choose our first date, and he gives 3 options. The first one: dinner, arcade, ice cream. Arcade is one of my all-time favorite first dates.
Dave and Buster's.
Yep, Dave and Buster's is one of my favorites.
It's a good one.
Second one, drink and bar games. I love bar food and I love bar games. Trivia, darts, I'm not good at it, but whatever. And then third one, dinner, walk, drive a monster truck. And I'm like, shut your mouth.
I'm in.
Are you kidding?
Sign me up.
So I was like, and he liked me and he liked this photo. So I was like, done.
This
Everything
was
about
last night. This is
this
hot
is
off,
yesterday
hot off the
afternoon.
presses.
Okay? Yesterday afternoon. So I sent a message because he had already liked me. So I matched with him and I sent him a message. And I'm like, it's actually on my bucket list to ride in a monster truck. Can we make this happen? He's like, I can make that happen. And he writes me back within 10 minutes. And I was like, okay. And he's like, when do you want to go? I'm like, you tell me where and when. I'll show up. He's like, can you do it tonight? And I was like, and I told Jhill, I said, part of me was like, oh, they always tell you have to wait 24 hours or else you seem desperate. And I'm like, you know what? I don't work like that. I'm a last minute kind of gal anyways. So I was like, I don't have anything going on. I was like, I'm in Saratoga Springs. Where would you want to meet? He's like, it's up just past Salt Lake. And so I was like, well, it'll take me almost an hour to get back. And then I said, I'm looking pretty homeless. Let me take a shower and look human again. So he was like, do you want to meet at like 8 or 8:30? I was like, yep, done. So I message him when I'm almost ready. I'm like, okay, send me the address. And so, of course, I take screenshots of everything and send the location to Kim. And I always have my location on for Jhill and everybody anyways. And so I'm like, hey, going on a date with this guy, meeting him, no idea what's going on. So it all worked out. I mean, less than 12 hours. So I go and I'm driving and it's a really industrial area. And I'm like, what is happening? So I text him. I'm like, you're not going to like kill me in the middle of nowhere. And he's like, nah, that takes too much effort. I'm like, I like this kind of guy. So I get there and he's like, text me when you get there and I'll come out. And I'm like, okay. So I pull up in front of this building And I message him and I'm like, hey, I'm here. So I'm sitting there just kind of looking around. And all of a sudden, this black gate that's over there opens. And this monster truck comes out.
A legit monster truck.
And he is driving this yellow monster truck. And I'm like, what is happening? So he gets out and he's like, okay, let me help you get out. Okay, the step to get out is almost to my shoulder. I am not a flexible girl.
So do we have a ladder? Like a rope ladder?
He probably just picks her up, right?
He didn't, but
Oh, that would have been great.
so it wasn't quite to my shoulder. It was probably a little bit below. He's like, if you can hop up with your like butt on that side, then you can kind of get up from there. And so I was like, he kind of helped me up there. And then it was very embarrassing because Barbie's knees are not great. So I'm like crawling and trying to pull. And I'm like, you're going to have to push my butt. And so
That was his plan all along.
and I did. I was like,
Yes.
this was your plan. And he's like, I am
there's
not
a reason
denying that.
there's no ladder.
So I get in and we haven't even like hugged or anything. It was just like, get in the truck. I'm like, done. So we get in and it's a legit monster truck.
Do you have video?
Yes.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah. I haven't showed it to you yet, but I will.
Oh,
I know.
awesome.
So it's not the best video.
Is it in the cab?
Yeah. So we're in the
Ooh.
cab.
And
So
it's just
I
Barbie
thought
squealing.
it
the
is just me
whole time.
literally laughing and screaming. That's all it is.
So cute.
We get in and I thought he was just going to like drive around the parking lot, whatever. He gets me in and drives to the back of this building. So I can't say what he does because I don't want to talk about the company, but they have a lot of fun toys in the back. So he gets in the back to this big area and he goes, okay, hold on. And the windows are down. And I'm like, okay. And all of a sudden he cranks it and starts doing donuts. We are tilted so far to the side and I'm holding on and just like, but it was the funnest thing ever. So we finish and it's like smoke everywhere. He is smoking the tires. And I'm like, this is insane.
People would pay thousands of dollars to have
And you
this
thought he was
experience.
smoking hot.
I did think he was smoking hot.
The way a man handles his car
Dude.
is so hot.
The confidence when they drive. Like people talk about it on TikTok and stuff. One of the sexiest things guys can do is when you're driving and you put your arm like this and you back up. Oh,
Yeah.
Why? Why does that matter?
it's hot. It is
The ladies love it.
So hot.
There is something.
Rear view cameras are going to rob us of that
I'm
moment.
telling you, because there's something so masculine and confident about it.
Ladies love it.
What do you
Oh my
think when
gosh.
a guy parallel parks?
Dude, if you can do it, oh my gosh.
Especially if you can drift into it. Oof.
Oh my.
Drift into it. Wow.
E-brake it, spin
She
it.
really likes Fast and Furious.
This is
so-
a fact.
Did I tell you I used to date a legal street racer? I'll tell you that story way back. That was like 25 years ago. Anyways.
Paul Walker.
Is he still
Oh, I
single?
wish. I wish Paul Walker. Okay. So we're in this car and I'm just like, this is insane. So then he's like, okay, let's go drive back out front again. So we're driving out front. And I mean, this car, the shocks and everything, like they move like crazy. And I said, well, why does it do that? And he said, it's actually originally designed to be a rock crawler. Rock crawling is something I've always wanted to do. And he's like, so it's designed that you can have one tire clear up on a rock and the other four are on the ground. So
You
then
mean three.
Thank you.
Do the
I'm
math.
special.
Hey, it could be a 5-wheel car.
I got really
It's a good thing
flustered
you're
thinking
pretty.
about them reversing a car. So then he's telling me about, he's like, well, and the back wheels and the front wheels are on two different drive things. So the front wheels, you have a steering wheel, and then the back wheels, he has this little box and it's this little lever that you can control. So then he's taking me, because right across the street's this brand new, really nice neighborhood. And I bet these people hate them, but they've been there for like 10 years. So
Yeah.
bummer.
You built around us. Yeah.
So he's driving me in this giant monster truck around and it's loud and I'm yelling. So anyways, we do that and then he comes back and we're just doing donuts and doing all this. And I was bummed because he goes, I'm really sad because we don't have any cars that we could run over. Normally we do.
Oh.
And that would have been my dream.
That's what Monster Truck's for.
Yes.
I donate my
But
van.
you brought your car.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
We don't have
Man.
any cars to run
Can you
over.
imagine the insurance claim on that? Well, I went on a date and I just really wanted to run over a car.
It was worth it.
It was flowing. I couldn't say no.
I couldn't say no.
I mean, you
just
pretty much
jiving.
total it. So
Yeah. So, I mean, he just kept taking me around. It was the funnest thing ever. So then I was like, I don't even know if we're like doing anything else. So then he's like, do you want a tour of the shop? Of course I want a tour of the shop.
Yes.
Because the other thing I love is machines. I love machines.
You
so
love
he
your
takes,
blue collar men.
Oh my gosh, blue collar. Hello. So I go in and it's this giant shop. These lift things that they have. I mean, they could have semi trucks in there. I mean, that could have easily fit. The shop could have fit 40 semi trucks.
Whoa, it was really big.
Huge. And so he's like showing me around, and they had another monster truck in the back, but it was broken. He's like, we kind of messed that one up. We caught it on fire. And I'm like, oh my
Dude.
gosh. So he's showing me all that, and he's telling me about his life, and he's actually originally from the South and stuff, and just fun to talk to.
At Saratoga Springs.
No,
Yeah.
he's from the South. I didn't know how much I could say. So I know, Saratoga Springs. So then he's like, well, do you want to keep hanging out?
He's a Southern buddy.
Yeah, so not the Southern buddy. Not the Southern buddy.
Do not bring up Southern
Not
buddy.
yet.
Oh boy.
That comes later.
No! Oh my gosh, no. So then he's like, well, do you want to keep hanging out? And I'm like, yeah, what do you want to do? And he's like, because I like to go driving on dates. I just do. And he's like, well, this is going to sound weird. We have this van over here that has been sitting a while and I need to drive it so the battery doesn't die. Do you want me to drive you around and we can just show you stuff? I'm like, yeah. So he drives me around and he takes me over to the airport where there's like the hangars that they have and stuff. And I'm just like, what is happening?
That's
That's
an
amazing.
adventure date.
So it was a fun adventure date. He's very chatty, which normally I don't love. He didn't really ask a lot of questions, but honestly, I was having so much fun that I was like, who cares?
It's kind of a Southern thing, by the way.
It is. They are very, very chatty, which I love. But you could tell he also is someone that can stand on business because he was telling me, he's like, yeah, with my job, if there's mad or disgruntled people, they pull me in because I look very scary, but I'm actually very nice and I can calm people down. I was like, I love this so
That's
much.
like your perfect combination.
It is. I'm like, oh my gosh, keep talking. So we go driving. We're just having a great time, just talking and stuff. And I don't like marathon first dates. I like an hour-long first date, especially when we've just met. So we've been together for like a little over an hour and a half. And I was like, okay, it's time to head back.
It's time for this to end.
And he was like really disappointed. He's like, are you serious? And I was like, yeah, it's time. So he drives me back. And again, I am oblivious at the end of a date. And so I was like, I had so much fun. Thank you so much. Because I thought we'd get out of the car and hug. So I go to grab the handle and he goes, hey. And I'm like, what? And he's like, come here. And so he kissed me. And I was like, okay. And so, like, it was funny because his beard, like, got in the way. He's like, hang on. And he's, like, moving his giant mustache. It was really cute. So then we said goodbye and stuff. And he gave me a hug and stuff. And so he was really disappointed, though, that the date ended early. So I go home and I'm talking to Jhill. And I eat a cup of noodles pretty much before bed every night. It's my thing, whatever. So he's texting me and he's like, I'm really bummed, blah, blah, blah. And so he said something and Jill's like, tell him to ask, do you want me to send some nudes to tide you over? And I'm like, what are you talking about? And she goes, do it. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, do you want some nudes to tide you over? And he goes, no. She's like, take a picture of your noodles and send it to him. Take a picture of the noodles. So I did. And I'm like, here's some noodles. And he's like, that's the funniest thing I've ever seen. And I was like, Jill's
my gosh,
amazing.
that's very
I want the
brave.
record to reflect I did steal the joke from Steve Solberg. Just
Really?
to give credit where credit is due.
Do you have a noodle?
Nudes. Because he calls them nudes.
Well, I
nudes.
think, yeah.
It's just
I
wrong.
just always call noodles nudes.
Do you really?
Yeah. I wanted to run a noodle restaurant called Tasteful Nudes. And when you would order it, we came up with this during the pandemic.
Oh my
I'm sure it
gosh.
already exists. But when you
Sure it
order it,
doesn't.
you would say on the app, send nudes. And the nudes would come to your house.
Along with the FBI.
And the FBI.
And the FBI. So that was really funny. He thought that was very funny. So we're talking about seeing each other again
Oh
and
my
stuff.
gosh,
So-
this
Awesome.
is so exciting.
And of course, one of my best friends was like, did you make out with him in the monster truck? And I'm like, why didn't I make out with him in the monster truck?
Yeah,
Second
Joey.
That's
Second
true.
date.
Yeah.
Second date.
That's something to add to the bucket list just so you can then cross it off.
Absolutely. And be like, we're going to need to crush a car and then make out in the monster truck.
You can crush me.
Jeez.
Sorry, edit.
Jeez. That's funny.
So
forget
when
we're not just at home on the couch.
when he goes back and listens to this, you're okay with that?
So I messaged him today and I was like, hey, heads up, I have a podcast. I talk about dating. Is it okay if I talk about you? I said, I'm not going to give any details about where you work, what you do, your name. And he's like, no, that's fine. And then I think he was a little worried. He's like, do you just do this? He said, do you only date for your podcast? And I was like, no.
Valid question, though.
And it is. It's a valid question. I said, actually, the ironic thing is most of the time I've been doing this podcast, I haven't been dating. So, yeah. So he was like, okay, that's fine.
Would he be available for events?
Oh,
Would love to
do
have him
monster
make an
trucks?
appearance.
so he brings
Oh, yeah.
the monster trucks to car shows, fairs, blah, 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 to do stuff. And I was like, that'd be a fun event.
I feel
It
like I
would
just
be.
figured out who this guy is, but
I'm
I'm
sure
not
you did.
totally sure. But
Yeah.
I'm like,
We'll talk
geez.
about it after.
I
So
want to make friends.
he's so
yeah, I would
funny.
like to have him for a friend
It's
too.
funny because the photos that you showed where he looked so angry,
so angry.
I was like, that guy's furious.
Well,
Yeah.
the-
And he's not.
You had
But
me
he's
because
very fun
he's the one that they bring out to diffuse the situation.
Correct.
That's where you had me.
Yeah.
That's a cool dude.
yeah,
so
that's good.
He's very enjoyable. Even if this doesn't go anywhere romantic, like I want him as my friend. Like
But maybe
he is.
it'll go somewhere romantic.
I hope so.
We like him for you, Barbie.
Yeah, it was really fun. So, and like I said, I'm just wanting to have fun this summer. That's what I want to do. I'm not getting excited about anyone until we've been on 3 dates. That is my
Smart.
rule.
Smart.
Like, and then we'll see where it goes from there. But right now, I just want to have some fun and have an enjoyable summer because life's kind of stressful. So
Are
Do you have a
those things-
second? Do you have a second date?
we have not officially set anything up,
Okay.
but we've been messaging. So
Are those things
I mean, it
street
just happened
legal? Can
yesterday.
you like drive him on the street? Do they
you
have, like, a
can't, like, you
license
can't take
plate?
it on the freeway or anything.
Right.
Yeah. So,
I wonder how fast they go.
I mean, decent.
Do you have to like load them onto something and drive them to the event that you're taking them
Yeah,
to?
he does.
Probably
he loads
should
them on.
because they get like 3 miles to the
Yeah.
gallon.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
that's not like efficient.
Yeah, because I asked him about something. I was like, do you drive it to events? He's like, no, he loaded onto the trailer. And I was like, oh,
That's a
makes
big
sense.
trailer, though, to carry a
Yeah.
monster truck.
You should have seen, when we're off the air, I'll tell you more about the things I saw. It was crazy. So anyways, if anything, the story alone was the best thing ever.
Oh yeah.
So I just want to encourage people, like, go on the apps, stop putting so much thought into it, and just be like, let's
Jhill.
meet people that have fun. Let's just meet people and have fun.
Jhill,
Let's just expand our social
Yes.
networks
Yes.
for the summer. It's a summer social network expansion.
Yep.
And get a monster truck.
And
Like, that's a
for
good
real. How
hard
Just
is
get a
that?
monster truck for fun.
Maybe he'll take my minivan and like put it on monster wheels.
Why not?
Could be amazing. It could be
I would love
Monster
amazing.
to
truck
see that.
Barbie.
Monster truck Barbie.
That
Yes.
would be like there's Corvette Barbie
Yep.
and there's like the Mini Cooper Barbie and there's could also be the monster truck Barbie.
I
That
I
sounds
look
awesome.
fancy a lot of the times. I am very redneck.
Oh, I love this for you.
I love
Okay,
this
can
so
I
much.
talk about a very exciting announcement?
Yes. Tell us everything.
Guess what just went live yesterday?
what?
Guess.
Um,
It has something to do with Molly Bitten.
Is it your official event thing?
Yes.
Really?
singlesmingleevents.com
Shut up.
is live.
awesome.
There
Oh my
are
gosh.
3 events available for you to register.
really?
There's karaoke night, July 9th. There's the Singles Mingle 5K on July 19th.
Boy, that's coming up.
And then we have summer camp coming up on August 8th and 9th.
That's
That sounds so
right.
fun.
Wow.
Limited tickets being sold. So if you're interested, and then we also have a new Instagram called singles.mingle.events. So follow along, join us.
Okay.
And it sounds like maybe we can have a monster truck event. Like that would be
Yeah.
some kind of
That's
crash out
amazing.
derby.
I can
No,
talk
don't
to him.
know.
I am
Oh,
very
man, that'd be
disappointed
awesome.
because the finals for the monster truck rallies are in Salt Lake this year on the 4th of July
Oh.
with a big fireworks show, and I can't go.
Why?
I'm watching my sister's dogs and
Why
staying with my
can't
mom.
we go? Cancel
I know.
everything.
You're not going to be in
I'll
town.
go with you.
July 4th?
Yeah.
I'm home July 4th.
Shut your mouth. Okay, we'll
Okay,
talk
I'll
about
keep
it
it
off the
open.
air.
Yeah, we've got to figure this out.
Okay, we have fun things coming up.
So many fun things.
Yes, I will also say, and I'll talk to you about this after. So my landlord owns Ballroom Utah, and he
Yes.
teaches every Tuesday at the Gallivan Center for free. They do a big dance thing every Tuesday night in the summer.
Really?
Outside?
Yep.
Oh,
But it's in the shade.
Awesome.
It's
Yes.
fully shaded.
Yes.
And it's-
awesome.
Hilarious.
He is
He's amazing.
hilarious.
He's very funny. Where's he from? He's
Poland.
From Poland. Talks really fast.
Yeah.
5'2".
Yep.
But
He's
the
not 5'2",
masculine
but-
energy, he
Oh,
just
he will-
radiates.
I actually took lessons from him a long time ago. I
Did you
figured it
really?
out. I was going through a breakup and I was like, I need to do something. And I was like, I think I heard that song that was like, now that I can dance, do you like me or whatever? Do you remember that song?
Yes, I do.
And it wasn't that, but I took lessons from him and
Did
he
you
showed
really?
me how to do lifts. This was like 12 years ago,
Oh my
a long,
gosh.
long time ago.
I love that.
But I remember being like, he's like, I'm not large man. Let's do this. Let me show you. And he had a girl there and he's like, whoop. And
Yep.
it was like immediately.
Yeah,
and she's like in the
immediately.
sky, like,
We
who
know.
is this crazy guy? And he's like, it is all simple. And he's just talking to me with a girl above his head. Like,
At the
He's
very
hilarious.
least, you have to meet him. He danced with me in our kitchen one time. So I'm 5'8", and he's probably 5'4", maybe 5'5", if that.
yeah, yeah.
And he was like, because I'm like, I don't like to dance. He's like, Barbie, come here. I will dance with you. And he led. And like, I was like, this is the most masculine
Just
man
taking
I've
control.
ever met.
Yes.
It was so hot. And I'm like, I don't care how gay you are. You are the hottest man I've ever met. So he does that on Tuesday nights. And he also
Oh, yes.
does open dance at his studio every Friday night.
Oh, really?
And I said, can we do like a singles event? He's like, yeah, if you guys even just want to come, it's free.
Is there a cover? for
Maybe it's
Friday
$5.
night?
I need to check and
Oh,
see.
super. We will definitely plan something.
Gallivant's
So here's
free.
the
So
thing.
Gallivant's free. The thing at his studio isn't.
Everybody wants to meet in real life because
Yes.
everybody wants to hate dating apps.
Yep.
So Molly and I have partnered and here with this crew also to
Yeah.
bring you some in real life events. You better come.
IRL.
That's right.
IRL.
You better
I'm
come.
also happy to host like a drum circle or something, like a sound bath in a park. or
that would be
something.
awesome.
Yeah.
Done.
So Molly and I went on Good Things Utah on Thursday.
Did you really?
Yeah. Was it Thursday?
I think so.
Yeah, it was Thursday.
yeah.
And then after we went to the International Peace Gardens.
Oh,
Have you ever
I
been there?
love the Peace
Yeah.
Gardens.
And we walked around and just recorded some like promo stuff.
yeah.
That would be like an awesome place to do something like that, Jill. So many
Yeah.
things exciting. So
Yeah,
very
follow
cool.
us on singles.mingle.events on Instagram.
Okay.
And then go register for one of our events. Let's sell them out and let's get people mixing and mingling. It's going to be a full recovery from pandemic by the end of summer
Yes.
25.
I
The
love this.
social atrophy that we've all experienced, we're going to eradicate it, wipe
Yeah.
it away from the map. And then also, I want to say, this man over here, Steve Solberg,
Where is he?
is a man of many talents.
It's true.
So
We love him a
he
lot.
played a very difficult show last night in Harriman for our town festival.
Just me and the Battle of the Bands.
It was like literally
It's so
there was
weird.
2 stages and the country band, which was playing really loud, did not stop simply because there was another entertainer in another area. It was Akko Taco and he handled it like a pro. And then afterward he came over to my house and he like full on played the guitar.
Oh,
which
yeah.
I had no idea he
We
could
love
do all that.
Yeah.
So he graduated with a what is your degree in?
Biology.
Biology.
Biology. He's a stand-up comedian. He definitely, I guess he dances too,
Mhm.
and he plays guitar.
Lifts them up.
The dance needs more work.
You know what?
That's why I took the lessons.
I'm impressed.
He also speaks fluent French.
Oof.
I found that out last night too.
And he makes t-shirts.
and he speaks French
Yep.
with an
Oh, yeah.
accent.
Like
That's, yeah.
legit
Canadian
French.
French.
Canadian French.
Canadian accent.
But he'll speak
Ce n'est pas un
sometimes.
bon accent, là.
Parlez-vous français?
Qu'est-ce que c'est? Qu'est-ce que
See,
tu veux?
We're just going to embarrass Steve. He's just one of my favorite people in the
I know.
world.
So I guess we're taking
Weirdo.
applications for dates for Steve. Like we put all this
Hey-o.
pressure on
Is Steve
Barbie.
aware that we're pimping Steve out?
We put all this pressure
Steve
on
just found
Jill,
out.
and Steve's just like skating by here.
It's fun to skate. It's very
So taking
sneaky.
applications.
Sure.
Yes.
I made a Facebook post about taking applications for
I saw
a
that.
husband.
Yup.
And do you?
I
wanna-
had like 156 comments on it. It was that thing like went viral. It was so funny. No
Wow.
dates, but I got 3 business like things going on with it. Cause like, oh, let's collab with this. Like, oh, I want to do this. Like, I don't know. A lot of conversation starters because of that.
So and this is a beautiful thing that you've just brought up, and I know we're out of time here, but since this whole episode is talking about expanding your social network, and what that really is building momentum in your social life.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that you did this thing has really started to create momentum in your life that was, guess what, not there before. Right. And same thing, Molly and I went on Good Things Utah. I do that all the time, not because I really expect that viewers are going to hire me, although occasionally that does happen. But more than that, it just brings attention to, it shines a spotlight on whatever's important to you, and it goes somewhere and it does something.
And it also puts it in the forefront of their mind. So when they do like run into like a coworker or someone, they're like, oh, maybe
she
this would be good for Jhill.
Yes, exactly. Like
100%.
sometimes you don't see the return on that investment for 6 months down the road.
But so many people bring it up, like when they like run into me or something, they're like, oh my gosh, that post. Like, so like more people saw it than like I truly thought. And like, I don't know, it was funny.
Yep.
Barbie is the one who dared me to do it because I had made that picture to put on the apps. It was back when we were creating the apps.
Couch time at our house is
proud.
very entertaining.
Super proud.
Oh, one last thing about my date last night. He paid me the best compliment. He said, you know what I was really happy about? You look exactly like your pictures.
That's so nice.
And I was like, wait, first off, thank you. B, what is that something that's not common? And he said he has had dates where he literally, the date walks up and he's like, I have no idea who you are.
Wow.
That they are that different looking. And so I was like, oh. So I told him, I was like, thank you. I'm going to be vulnerable. I said, I am very self-conscious. I do not want anyone, I don't want to show up on a date and have them be like, I didn't know you were fat. Like, I did not want them to be like that. And he was like, you look fabulous in your pictures. You look exactly like your pictures. And he goes, I like big girls. And I was like, thank you.
Yeah.
And so...
And it's a thing, right? It's on trend. You guys are like, it's like it's trending.
It is. Yeah. So there you go. I just had to tell you guys all those fun stories.
Can
We
I
love
share
your
one
stories.
thing?
Yes.
This is not dating related at all, but it was really cool. Remember when I said in my autism introduction thing that my two favorite things were microphones and
You
chocolate?
got a
Yes.
microphone chocolate.
My sister for
Mold?
Father's Day sent me.
That's so
She listened to the episode,
That
and it's
is
chocolate molds that
amazing.
are shaped like microphones.
Shut up.
So I thought that was
Cute.
really cool.
That's so
That is
sweet.
cute.
In a way, though, I the reason I bring that up in this context, though,
Because
is
you made us all a chocolate microphone to take home.
no.
Oh my gosh, you got me
I have
so
never
excited.
I have never made solid chocolate, so I don't know how that goes. But we talked about it
Such a letdown.
being responsive to people and listening.
Yes.
Oh
And,
yes.
and my sister, when she sent me the thing, she's like, "Oh, I wasn't sure if I was going to send it. Now I'm kind of regretting it, and I didn't know what it was." And then when I got it, I'm like, "That's
So
amazing.
thoughtful.
That's
That
so
is
thoughtful."
so
Really
thoughtful.
cute.
So but the thought popped in my mind is that's a great thing to do maybe after a date.
Yep.
You don't
you-
get what you want by not asking.
Yep.
Yeah, but I think part of it
throw
is
it out.
I think an after date gift could be kind of fun if you know that there was something that
It's
the
a
person
good.
liked.
It's a good
Love on the
callback.
spectrum.
Yeah.
They always walked up with
That's
a gift.
right.
We thought that we always commented like they always have a
They
gift.
always have a gift. But like knowing
Send
that
guy
they
a
listened.
transmission and he could, like,
Oh, cute! A
I
timing
could.
belt.
Canada
I
There
could
you
send
go.
him a clutch.
You could send them a timing belt and say we had great time, or something like some pun, right?
I
cute.
But I
love
think
that.
the idea though is that you're being responsive to
Yeah.
them and you listened to them and you knew them, and that was really cool.
Well, that's the thing. Like feeling seen, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Like you are seen and listened to. Like that's amazing.
You should send that guy a clutch purse. I heard you needed a clutch.
Here's a clutch for you.
coming in
With
clutch.
Barbie on the side.
If anything, he is just the most
Oh, a
beautiful
Barbie
man.
clutch. That would be so
That would be pretty cute. That'd be pretty cute. Okay, you guys, thank you for listening to me babble for an hour. We will be back, and let's do it again sometime.